cool cats, and no, I'm just kidding. Hey guys, this is your internet dad here, Emma, and I'm here to talk to you guys about a movie that actually relates to me in some way. So I figured that I would tell you guys about my story as well as explain this movie to you. We'll be talking about the movie Swallow, which is directed by Carlo Mirabella Davis, and it's starring Haley Bennett. So if you don't know about this movie follows a housewife named Hunter who's marrying into the perfect ideal marriage to fiance Richard, who has it all: money, fame, and the means of providing the perfect life. However, Hunter's perfect life becomes a little complicated after becoming pregnant and developing a deadly compulsion to consume inanimate objects, becoming more and more dangerous, going from things such as marbles, then to nails, then to needles. Hunter's life becomes to unravel as the need to understand what has led to the level of self-harm brings up past trauma that Hunter is forced to face. So, in this movie, the main character suffers from a serious condition known as Pica, which is actually a real condition. People can eat anything from ice to dirt to cigarette ashes to even like human feces. So actually, as a child, I had pica. And when I was born, I was so anemic that the doctors thought I had sickle cell anemia. And they were really concerned I either had cancer or I was really sick. But it turns out I had such low iron deficiency. And I still suffer from that to this day. I still have to check my irons. But when I was a little kid, I had developed pica. And that was kind of the warning sign that I needed iron supplements or something to keep my iron in check. So when I was little, my body automatically knew I needed iron. So when I was a little kid, you would find me eating dirt, eating dust. I would even stick my face in the gutter and drink the dirt water. And that's because the iron in the dirt is what my body needed, and my body knew to eat dirt because dirt had iron in it. So that condition is actually something I had as a child, but I eventually got over it as I got my iron in checked. But it's always a funny story. People remember me as the girl that had her face in the gutter all night. So that's my story about pica. So pica is a real thing, and it's something that I had suffered with. So I thought this movie was actually pretty interesting to watch from someone who had pica. This movie is really, really accurate to what pica is. It's just a compulsion. Your body knows what you need, and it kind of takes it from you. There's actually no real single cause of pica, but anemia is usually what causes it, is low iron, low nutrients, something in your body is craving. There's ways to treat pica. It's my way. I got over it by taking supplements, which is one of the ways you can treat pica, including supplements, medication. You're given a mental evaluation if it gets too far, and then you're assigned a therapist. I'll link down below a good website for people with this disorder who want to learn more, or people who are just interested in this disorder at all. So my point of the movie was we're following Hunter through her life, and it starts to unravel. Even though it seems like the perfect life, her past traumas and her life start to spiral down, and it all starts by her eating a marble. And the movie, to me, she thinks that it makes her feel good. It feels that void in her heart, in her soul, where her body has lost something, and that's from past trauma. And I think that the main character's driven motive is to feel that hole in her heart and try to cover up the past trauma by feeding it. And that's why Hunter starts eating marbles and nails and gets more and more worse. So as the condition continues, it starts spiraling, and the family gets involved, and they start seeing this and don't understand what this is about. And it really isolates her. So through this movie, it's a really interesting, in-depth look at someone with a mental disorder and how people don't understand, which I really enjoyed this movie. This movie is a hard one to watch if you are disgusted by scenes of nails in the body and things like that. But this movie is a really good movie, and I do recommend it. If I was going to rate it, I would give it a 5 out of 5, simply because as someone coming from this condition, it was pretty accurate to me. It's just a compulsion. It's not like she mentally was like, okay, I'm just going to eat this marble. It's just the need to fill a void, and I think that for her, that was her mental therapy. That was her way of coping. And this movie is very, very in depth on this pica situation. And I can't recommend it enough. If somebody doesn't know what pica is and doesn't understand it, I would recommend watching this movie to get better understanding of the world and how like uniquely strange this world is. And coming from someone with pica, who had pica, I understand this movie completely. It does feel isolating, and it's something that everyone should kind of understand, that everyone has their own mental issues. Everyone's damaged, but people suffer their own way and try to fix themselves their own way. So I would definitely recommend this movie. If you haven't seen it, it's amazing. I'm not going to go into spoilers because this movie is good, but I do recommend you guys watch it. So I figured I'd throw a little video out for you guys and explain how I feel about this movie coming from someone with pica. So, again, I recommend it 5 stars out of 5. So good. This movie is well acted. The scenery is beautiful. It is an artsy film, so if you're not into artsy films, just stick with it. It's really artsy in the beginning, and all the colors have meaning, and it's just beautifully shot. But it does get a lot of action scenes near the end. So I do recommend, if you don't like artsy film, just stick around. It's not too artsy, it's not too slow, and the movie gets faster and faster as it's developing. The situation gets worse and worse, and we start learning more about the character and her past. So just stick for the ride. It is a great movie, and it is a good movie to explain what pica is and just kind of give you guys an in-depth look at somebody with it. So I do recommend this movie. I hope you guys watch it. This is your internet dad signing off, so make sure you take out the trash. Love you, kids. Bye.